Good morning. Welcome back to Diablo Immortal. Hope everyone's doing well, having a great start to your weekend. I have a whole bunch of information to fill you in regarding in-game and in real life. We're going to be tackling all of that today. Let's start off with the market, and I want to bring up the market really quickly because this is something that I briefly showed in a previous video, and there were actually a lot of comments regarding how expensive things were inside of my market. So let me give you guys a little bit of a deeper dive into the markets over here on the Iceburn tier server, and you could compare it and let me know what that looks like for something in your server. Let's take a look first of all at like a Spectre Glass. Pretty good 2-star legendary gem. A lot of people like to use it. Sitting around 2,400 platinum for one of those. Doesn't seem anything too crazy. A Viper's Bite, another one that's a fairly popular one. 1,800. Actually, these do seem kind of expensive. Pain Clasp, 2,600. Look at this one here. 4,500. This one right here is going to sell right away. There are 8 available. Pretty expensive to get into a Pain Clasp. And what's another one that a lot of people like? How about a 1-star? 400. People like to use that one. Misery Elixir, 440. Just for some Blessed Pebble, a great one, 445. So 1-stars are very cheap. Now let's dive into some of the 5-stars that we hadn't looked at, like a Howler's Call. Oh, they're completely out of stock. Wow, that's funny. How about the Mana Flux, actually? 1,700, not a most popular gem. Phoenix Ashes, out of stock also. Holy cow. Seeping Bile, very power crept gem, 36k platinum for a 2 out of 5. Blood-Soaked Jade, 44 platinum for a 2 out of 5. That's actually quite cheap. A 4 out of 5 is almost 300,000. Let's take a look at a Zwensons are out of stock. Concentrated Will are out of stock. Holy cow. Maw of the Deep. Not the most popular. I love it though, actually. 38,000 for a 3-star. 42,000 for a 2-star. That's not a bad price for that. Void Spark, you guys know I like. 32k for a 3-star. 3 stars and 2 stars, they basically hold the same value, especially with some of the events that go on right now. And the Colossus Engine, probably one of the most expensive ones on my server right now. You'll see a maximum price for a 6-star of that. So, and we also did notice with the runes yesterday that if you want the realm, you're looking at 711,000 platinum for that if you get lucky and get the lowest price one. So the markets over here, from what numbers I was hearing from you guys yesterday, they're actually quite expensive over here in the Iceburn tier server. And I mean, it is what it is. So let me know what it looks like to you guys. Now, I want to get back to something that I used to do here on the channel quite a bit, and I've gotten away from it. But I want you guys to know that I am here listening, watching, and reading what you have to say. So really, at the end of the day, I wanted to share with you guys this one right here. We had a comment that came in on one of my most recent videos. This is a problem I really don't want to deal with. In that video, I spoke about the small disaster in my house, water coming through the ceiling, and all of that stuff. So I had so many comments come through, and in that video, I also was talking about how I am, don't tell the kids, but maybe picking up a puppy today. We'll have to see. I'll show you that. I showed pictures and all that in the previous video as well. We'll see how that goes. That'll be an update for tomorrow or Monday, if it happens or not. So I had Snowwolf79 come in and say, nice home, Echo. Just got our roof fixed also. Clogged gutter caused water to pool, then leak into the house. They retarded area also had a replaced tile, so it looks like they had some issues with water coming through the roof. Got a new puppy last week too. She's pretty and very energetic. And my question is, sorry about the roof, awesome about the puppy. You regretting the dog yet? Because I'm starting to say to myself, will I pick up this puppy? And I already know it's going to upturn my life and make things absolutely insane. Not 100% sure if that's what I want to do. With that said, I'm literally going in 2 hours to go see it. And you know what happens when you go and see a cute puppy. Yeah. I also just noticed this come through in the forums this morning. I wanted to just address it with you guys quickly. We have, in general discussion, Bear on Mead saying, can we please just remove the class change cooldown for PvE? I've heard the arguments for why it's there, and apparently it has to do with PvP. Yeah, correct. But it doesn't make any sense why the cooldowns on exist for PvE as well. Well, I think a big part of it is it's very difficult to determine, is it going to lock you out of PvP for 24 hours after you do a class change? I think if we do a class change that's unlimited for PvE, it's going to really clunk up the system on how it would function with PvP at the same time. He says he'd like to play more classes in farm, but sometimes I swap to a class with rose-tinted glasses, get bored and regret the swap, and then need to wait 24 hours to change again. My argument would be just freaking play it for 24 hours, play it for the couple hours a day, and then switch back the next day. I don't particularly see an issue with this. I don't think that this is, I wouldn't call it a bottleneck for PvE, unless if they'd have to add another mechanic into the game that would be saying that, hey, you class changed, now you're locked out of this part of the game, and it just gets clunky and it gets messy, and it's more things that can break. And as we know with Diablo Immortal or any mobile game or any game in general, the less things to break, the better. I don't hold this with so much concern. I don't think it's a big deal, to be honest. Maybe I'm in the minority. If I am, let me know. I'll look below. Now, speaking of class change, I always am the guy that plays Barb. But 2 months probably ago now, I switched over to the Wizard because we had our class auction here in the channel, and all of you, or the majority of you, wanted me to play as a Wizard. A class that was so out of my comfort range. And over the past 2 months, I've really fallen in love with this class, and I really do enjoy playing the Wizard. And I sometimes, for a moment, say, should I just go back to Barb and run Barb again? It's strong in the meta. So is Wizard, though, by the way. And I always just end up saying, no, I'm actually really enjoying the Wizard class. I'm enjoying what we're doing here with the Wizard, and I don't really want a class change out of it. So my plan here is I'm going to stick and play with the Wizard for a bit more because I'm enjoying it. And I'm trying to build out different builds as well. I have 3 builds that I basically use for my Wizard. I have my general open world. I use this a lot in dungeons. This is not an ouch finger one. This is one where you just basically use your skills as normal. You do a lot of damage. I do most of my gameplay with this because it doesn't kill your hands to button mash. Then I have my PvP, which is definitely a button masher. Also uses, it takes control of slow time and allows me to have a lot of control, knock up, and all that in PvP. And then my ouch DPS, this is the one where you are consistently spamming buttons nonstop, and it is not a finger pleaser. I'll use this one in dungeons. I'll use this one in Heliquary when I'm trying to do lots and lots of damage. That's really all I got. I want to build out another PvE build that's a little bit more auto, so I could just kind of walk around and maybe do a little bit more auto attacking as I run around. It's an easier build, a lazier build. I don't have one yet. That's something that I'm going to be looking into building. But I just want to state that I am loving the Wizard still. I appreciate you guys that recommended I play it and the guidance I've had along the way, specifically, well, from a bunch of people, but Tiffany really took me under his wing and helped me out with a couple of the builds. So thanks again to you if you're watching. And lastly, I want to thank you guys. In yesterday's video, I put at the very end of the video integration. It was basically a sponsored ad that was not sponsored on this channel. It was for my main channel, but it was promoting my Raid Shadow Legends channel, and it was asking people to download the game. So happy to say it, like 30 or 40 of you actually went and downloaded the game, whether you enjoyed it or not. I hope that you did, but that really does directly support me. Please keep in mind, guys, I make zero money from this Diablo channel outside of advertisements that YouTube gives me. I'm not sponsored by Blizzard. They don't give me any money in any way. They do send me out to BlizzCon. They do take me out to test out new classes. Amazing experiences, and I'm very grateful for it. But as far as what pays the mortgage, what pays the car payments, what's going to pay for this new fucking dog, it's not Blizzard, and it's not really Diablo Immortal. So I bring on sponsorships like this, and when I have clients and companies and games that I really enjoy, like Raid, it's a great opportunity for me. Now, I've had a channel for Raid now for over a year and a half, and the continued support that you guys as community have done, and specifically yesterday, I just want to say thank you, and I really appreciate it. If you didn't yesterday and you want to go on in, you could just scan this QR code, right? I don't even know if it's going to pop up right there. Let's see. Get it big for you. You could scan the QR code, and if you want to, it'll download the game for you, and it'll just be supportive of me on that channel. Completely up to you. But thank you guys so much for everything. I appreciate your guidance with the house issues that we've been having here, with everything going on inside of the game. This week was definitely a bit of a mind blower, but at the same time, it ended up being a good week after all for me. I hope it is for you. Take care of your families, enjoy your weekends, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for the wrap up of the week.